Don't you just love Verizon? Yeah, stinking Verizon. Here we are. Good morning. We are live in beautiful downtown Crestline in the San Bernardino Mountains of Southern California's Inland Empire. Bit of news. Robert Gouveia Esquire. Gouveia. He's apparently an attorney or some kind of legal type person. And this isn't exactly about the law. He usually goes over court cases. But it's concerning. And it's right here in my home state, California. Researchers devised an experiment and actually did a sort of test run. Dim the sun to control climate change. The article's from Politico. The link is in the chat. Hundreds of documents show how researchers failed to notify officials in California about a test of technology to block the sun's rays while they planned a much huger sequel. The west coast of North America is one area the Marine Cloud Brightening Program has considered for a 3,900 square mile solar geoengineering test. A boat is seen off the coast of little dot near the bottom center of the image is. It's from Getty Images, so it's really not an experiment. I believe the experiment took place off the coast of San Francisco. They used a retired aircraft carrier to test a machine for creating clouds. They were planning a much larger and potentially riskier study of saltwater spraying equipment that could eventually be used to dim the sun's rays, a multi-million-dollar project aimed at producing clouds over a stretch of ocean larger than Puerto Rico. Oh, good morning, Jason. Welcome in. Hi, Pio. Hello, good to see you too. Welcome, welcome. I'm looking for the name of this company. Finding ways to counter the Earth's warming. I'll tell you, it's been darn cold up here on the mountain. The root cause, burning fossil fuels. Mm-hmm. But the notion of human tinkering with the weather and climate has drawn a powerful backlash and generated conspiracy theories. Yeah, like the theory that they're trying to control the climate with these weird experiments. Last year's experiment in Washington, and intended to run for months, lasted about 20 minutes before being shut down by Alameda city officials who objected that nobody had told them about it beforehand. Well, good for them. They planned a huge, larger experiment off the west coast of North America, or Chile, that's South America, or Central Africa, to more than 400 internal documents obtained by E&E News through an open records request to the University of Washington. Oh, but they don't want to do it in Washington, where they live. A 2023 research plan. Uh-huh. The pilot test, of course, so I guess massive experiment was contingent upon the successful completion of this test on the carrier deck in Alameda. Okay, that is Northern California. It's somewhere near San Francisco, but not the same county. At their large scale, if they did their big experiment, it would be readily detectable from. They even had some federal funding. And they partnered with a solar geoengineering research advocacy group called Silver Lining. Sorry, excuse me. It's morning, I have to cough. And the scientific nonprofit SRI International. These partners didn't respond to detailed questions about the status of the larger cloud experiment. But Silver Lining's executive director, Kelly Wanser, I don't know, said in an email that the Marine Cloud Brightening Program aimed to, quote, fill gaps in the information, end quote, needed to determine if the technologies are safe and effective. Yeah, I think it's a stepping stone. That in Alameda was a stepping stone. There was any engagement with local communities. And the thing is, they didn't want to scare people by warning them that they were going to dim the sun with clouds made from ocean water. University of Washington officials downplayed the magnitude of the proposed experiment and its potential to change weather patterns. Instead, they focused on the program's goal of showing that the instruments for making clouds could work in a real-world setting. They also pushed back on critics' assertions that they were operating secretively, noting that team members had previously disclosed the potential for open ocean testing in scientific papers. Yeah, I'll tell you about scientific papers. They're in magazines that you can read only if you subscribe, or if you work for a university that subscribes. They're horridly expensive. And in language that's designed to obscure the meaning for ordinary people who have not studied a lot of science. And even those academics and scientists who have learned all the various fancy words that scientists use often keep a dictionary nearby to look up some of the words. Or they Google it. So, It's a conspiracy theory, huh? I'm kind of sketchy on my memory of where various Northern California counties are located, but I believe that Alameda is just south of San Francisco. San Francisco is in Contra Costa. Oh, hi, Witta. Welcome in. We're talking about an experiment that took place off the coast of Northern California. Apparently, I haven't found a way to pin down the exact date of the experiment in this article from Poe. Researchers quietly planned a test to dim sunlight. They wanted to avoid scaring the public. They put some cloud forming equipment on a retired aircraft carrier. They planned to run this experiment for I forget how long, but it was shut down in 2 because of Alameda. Shut it down. Oh, it was intended to run for months, led by the University of Washington, and it intended to run for months, lasted about 20 minutes before being shut down by Alameda city officials who objected that nobody had told them about it beforehand. It says last year's experiment, so it was sometime in 2020, and we're just hearing about it now on the 31st of July in 2025. Let's see what else is going on in this article. It was a stepping stone to something much larger. They were going to make huge 3,900 square feet of clouds off the west coast, North America or South America, or decided they want to reflect sunlight away from the earth. Okay. Critics of the technology warn that they could also disrupt weather patterns, potentially affecting farm yields, wildlife, and people. You think? Even if they succeeded in cooling the climate, temperatures could spike upward if the processes are abruptly shut down before countries have transitioned away from burning planet-warming fossil fuels, an outcome described by experts as termination shock. As a result, researching them is controversial, and conspiracy theories driven by weather tragedies have worsened the backlash. Oh, here's our girl, Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia, has erroneously suggested, I'm reading Politico, it's what they said, that geoengineering is responsible for the deadly July 4th flood in Texas, and introduced a bill to criminalize the technology. Retired Lieutenant General Mike Flynn, National Security Advisor to President Donald Trump, has embraced similar untruths. Meanwhile, more than 575 scientists have called for a ban on geoengineering development because it, quote, cannot be globally in a fair, inclusive, and effective manner, end quote. And in Florida, Republican Governor Ron DeSantis signed a law last month that bans the injection or release of chemicals into the atmosphere, quote, for the express purpose of affecting the temperature, weather, climate, or intensity of sunlight, end quote. I wonder if they consider salt water from the ocean a chemical. Conspiracy theories involving the weather have reached enough of a pitch that EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin released a. That word's new to me. I've heard it, but what the heck is a tranche? Tranche. Oops. A portion of something, especially money. So it isn't a large portion, it's just a portion. A division or portion of a pool or whole. WHOLE. It refers to an issue of bonds derived from a pooling of like obligations, blah, 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 differentiated from other issues, especially by maturity or rate of return. So it's an economic term. Okay, so where did I go? Lee Zeldin released a whole bunch of information this month. Trench is meaningless. It's any amount, big, small, in between. Debunking the decades-old claim that jet planes intentionally release dangerous chemicals in their exhaust to alter the weather or control people's minds. Okay, I think that's quite enough sharing. I put the link in the chat. We're talking about climate engineering. That was one of the complaints about Mom, the devil's sister. She would, when we were children, she would lie to us because she thought the truth would frighten us. We'd be scared if we knew. I wanted to know how the speakers on our record player worked. And I asked her if they used electricity, and she said no, it's something like that, because she thought I'd be frightened if I knew they were electric. Criminy. I just wanted to know how they worked. So, sorry. I think maybe I do have a bit of a cold. Anyway, so a year later we get to find out. Who do they think they are? We can't control the climate. We can make changes in it, but we're not in control. By the way, Freeman has asked for prayer. He's in court this morning about an attempt to evict him from government subsidized housing. Apparently there was some kind of conflict with another tenant, and they're blaming Freeman for it. I don't know the details, and I would not share them if I did know them. That's up to Freeman. But please pray for Freeman. to get this sorted out. Well, I'll get my little inhaler. It'll help. It'll make me cough, but then the coughing will stop. Albuterol sulfate inhalation aerosol. Oh, inhalation aerosol. I'm a victim of speed reading, in which you learn to recognize words without looking at the individual letters. So sometimes my brain says, oh, that's this word, when it's really that word, just a few letters different. Okay. Today's a weird day. And I hope the internet holds up. I really hate Verizon, and I might switch to Spectrum. Jason says Elvis is the first day for the kids to. Oh, well, this is the first day for the kids to go back to school where Jason lives. Using voice text. Yeah. Voice text is kind of an AI. Very limited. Oh, Screaming Crane is here. Welcome in. Last day of July. Yeah, tomorrow it will be August. Oh, wow. The cats are driving me nuts. Oh, well. I got them fed and petted and given treats. I think they're settled down. Jason's kind of used the lyrics of Speed Racer and making it Speed Reader. I don't remember the tune exactly, but it's cute. It's funny. Who can read on the run and have lots of fun? Speed Reader, Speed Reader. No, I didn't watch Speed Racer. My son did, but I was there, so I heard the music. I was just kind of busy, cooking and cleaning and stuff. Well, anyway, man, it's been a roller coaster lately. It would be nice to get out of poverty, Jason. I see these little top fans things. The people who post the most get to be number one. Pio is number two. Screaming Crane is number three, and now Witta is number two. I had an email from a gentleman from Poland who is in Los Angeles and wanted to talk to me on the phone, but my Verizon internet was down for 3 days and I didn't get the email. Yeah, now Pio's number two again. Anyway, I think I missed him. Oh, well, Screaming Crane, you're number three. It's a big white bubble, kind of shaped like a pill, right before your post. Oh, now Screaming Crane is number one and Witta's number two. Well, yeah, the YouTube has glitches, and if the internet signal is too weak, they'll not show things that use a lot of bandwidth. Yeah. Well, some podcasters or live streamers pay attention too much, I think, to the numbers, the top fans numbers. I thought I'd mention them. Uh, Today I have water, coffee, tea, and milk. Milk settles my tummy. I'm 71 years old and I can still drink milk because my ancestry is Scots, Irish, and Welsh. It's a genetic thing. We don't lose the ability to digest it. Most people lose it by their 40s. Hence the popularity of substitutes like almond milk and oat milk and coconut milk. I like coconut milk. It has the flavor of coconut without all the hassle of trying to crack open the darn thing. And usually when I get an actual coconut and crack it open, it doesn't have very much milk in it. So I'm thrilled that it comes in cans and bottles now. But I still drink cow's milk. Well, it counts how many times you posted a comment and how recently you posted a comment, and has some kind of little equation to figure out who's number one. Hi, Smokey. Say hi to your fans. Smokey Sue, where's your face? She says, where's the treats, Mom? Smokey Sue moved in without asking, and she thinks she's number one. I beg to differ. Tora is always number one. Oh, there she is. Here, let's see. Say hi to your adoring fans, Tora. Yeah, say hi. Where's the treats, Mom? Where's the treats? Or as that ancient television commercial used to say, where's the beef? This little old lady made that ad. I think it was Burger King, one of the fast food restaurants. And she became famous all over the world just for saying, where's the beef? All right, guys, I've only got 6 hands. Tutu ran away. Sweetie gets some. 3C, here you go. And Tutu, there you are. Grandpa has only recently discovered treats. All right, guys, now quit bothering me. You're just cats. Yeah. And Tora's number one. Oh, okay, 3C. 3C, kitty, kitty. Three C's kind of timid. There you go. Here, Tora. And see, these are the special treats. They're called Irresistibles. Grandpa, you're an idiot. Grandpa was a little less of a bully about moving in, but he has moved in. Let's see, Jason says, my stepdad used to keep a gallon of milk on the floor by his side when we would eat dinner. just for him. He could drink a half gallon in one sitting. Wow. Oh, I don't drink a half gallon, but I've been known to drink a quart of milk all at once, with or without a meal. I do like to add chocolate Ovaltine to it, but I also like milk plain. Yes. And tea? Well, I guess it depends on the size of the person and the size of the stomach as to how much milk a person can drink all at once. Also, on how long you spend drinking it. You don't just guzzle it in one gulp, that's for sure. Uh, I eat slowly. I have to. I cannot finish a meal in the time it takes most people to finish a meal. My stomach starts to object after it gets a certain amount of food in it, and I have to wait a while before I take another bite. Oh, you guys have XP. You have points. Yeah, Wita, YouTube thinks it's a video game. Okay. I guess it's to encourage people to participate in chat rooms. So, all these conspiracy theories that have been going on at least for most of the 20th century and now into the 21st. They seem to be true. In the 1960s, my parents, they'd discuss adult stuff while the kids were around. They thought we weren't paying attention. They were talking about how the US government was diverting hurricanes to deprive Northern Africa of rain. And the deserts in North Africa were growing because they were not getting their monsoon rains because all the hurricanes were going to Florida. Uh-huh. Maybe they were right. But what did they have against North Africa? And what did they have against Florida? Those hurricanes are devastating. And all the islands in the Caribbean. By the way, I did a stream. Gosh, was it last night? It had to be, I think, about a tsunami warning because of all these earthquakes in the Pacific Ring of Fire. Was it last night? I think so. I don't know. I've kind of lost. It must have been the night before. Yeah, it was night before last. And yesterday, a tsunami did hit the coast of Northern California, but it was a little one. And they did tell people to stay away from the beach, but it did not go inland. It didn't haul away anybody's houses. Yeah. And last night I was interviewed for some radio show in Vermont. all kinds of neat stuff about Phil and about um, all kinds of weird theories like aliens and mind control and all kinds of stuff. Well, some conspiracy theories are true. And plus, I don't like the way they shortened it to just conspiracy. Um, a conspiracy happens whenever two people get together and conspire to do something. They could conspire to throw you a surprise birthday party. That's a conspiracy. And the idea that they would do that is a conspiracy theory. Oh, that's very interesting. Jason says they haven't had good monsoon rain in years. We haven't had them in California either. When I was growing up, we had at least one good day-long monsoon rain every year in August. The water would come down and the rain would come down and it was warm water, and it would just touch your shoulders and evaporate before it could hit the ground. And once in a while, we got a good monsoon rain that did hit the ground. Oh, Witta, you watched my tsunami podcast. I don't have a link, but I'm hoping to get one. It went on for 4 hours. And I believe he's put it on a website, or will put it on a website. But we talked for 4 hours. Good thing it started for me at 4:30 in the afternoon. For him, it started at 7:30 and went on for 4 hours. I can't remember the name. My brain is all full of the tsunami and the weather modification. We did talk about contrails. Yeah, I'm sure that it's true that the government is not modifying the weather. They just grant some money to a private organization that's modifying the weather. You know, an NGO, non-government organization. The University of Washington, for example, is not technically speaking the government, although it is a state university. It isn't federal, at least. But they did get some federal money for their project. Well, look at Tutu. Tutu's a big boy. Yes, you are. He's a kitty cat man. Surrounded by a bunch of female cats and old grandpa. Yes, you're a good kitty. Tutu's twice as big as 3C, his sister, and twice as friendly. Hi, Grandpa. Grandpa popped out to get his picture taken. Didn't you? He's an old man. And his humans abandoned him. I can't totally blame those particular humans. They were squatters who got kicked out and had nowhere to go, so they didn't take their cat.